Discipline begins the moment a person understands that success cannot be built on emotions. Feelings are unpredictable. Some mornings you wake up energized, confident, and ready to conquer the world. Other mornings you feel tired, uncertain, and unmotivated. If your actions depend on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. Education teaches us that achievement is the result of repeated behavior, not temporary enthusiasm. Inspiration reminds us that greatness belongs to those who act with purpose, not just passion. A decision is powerful because it creates direction. When you decide that your goals matter, you remove the option of quitting every time things become uncomfortable. Decisions establish standards. They define what you will tolerate and what you will no longer accept from yourself. When discipline becomes a decision, it stops being optional. It becomes part of your identity. Many people wait to feel ready before they begin. They wait for confidence, the perfect time, or the right circumstances. But growth does not wait for comfort. The most successful individuals train themselves to act regardless of mood. They understand that action creates motivation, not the other way around. By choosing to move forward, even on difficult days, they strengthen their mental resilience. There is also a deep psychological shift that occurs when discipline is treated as a commitment rather than a reaction. When you honor your commitments, even in small matters, build internal trust. Each time you follow through, you prove to yourself that your word has value. Over time, that self-trust becomes confidence. Confidence then fuels bigger decisions and bolder actions. Turning discipline into a decision means you stop negotiating with excuses. You stop saying, "I'll try," and start saying, "I will." This simple shift transforms effort into responsibility. And responsibility is empowering because it places control back into your hands. When discipline is no longer controlled by mood, progress becomes steady. When progress becomes steady, results become inevitable. And when results become inevitable, success is no longer a matter of chance, it becomes a matter of choice. Extraordinary results are rarely produced by extraordinary effort alone. They are produced by ordinary actions performed consistently over time. Many people underestimate the power of small daily habits because they do not see immediate change. But education shows us that repetition shapes behavior, and behavior shapes destiny. What you do every day matters far more than what you do once in a while. A single healthy meal will not transform your body, just as one workout will not build strength. 1 hour of reading will not make you an expert. However, repeated daily, these small actions begin to compound. The human brain is designed to adapt to patterns. When you repeat a behavior consistently, it becomes easier. What once required discipline slowly becomes automatic. This is how habits are formed, not through intensity, but through consistency. Inspiration comes from realizing that greatness is accessible to anyone willing to master the basics. You do not need to make dramatic changes overnight. You need to make small improvements daily. Waking up 30 minutes earlier to plan your day. Choosing to save a portion of your income regularly. Practicing your craft even when no one is watching. These actions may seem minor, but over months and years, they separate average performance from exceptional achievement. Time plays a powerful role in this process. At first, progress appears invisible. The effort feels greater than the reward. This is where most people quit. They assume nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, growth is taking place. Skills are sharpening. Discipline is strengthening. Confidence is quietly increasing. Just as water shapes stone through persistence, daily habits shape character and results through repetition. The key is to focus on systems instead of outcomes. When you commit to the process, results follow naturally. Each disciplined action becomes a vote for the person you want to become. Over time, those votes build a new identity. Small habits may seem insignificant in a single day, but when practiced faithfully, they create momentum. And momentum, once established, becomes a force that carries you towards success with increasing strength and certainty. Every promise you make to yourself carries weight. When you say you will wake up early, complete a task, improve your health, or develop a skill, you are making an internal agreement. Each time you honor that agreement, you strengthen your sense of identity. Each time you break it, you weaken it. Over time, these small moments shape how you see yourself. Education teaches us that self-concept drives behavior. Inspiration reminds us that we have the power to reshape that self-concept through disciplined action. Self-discipline is the practice of keeping your word to yourself. It is easy to show commitment when others are watching. It is far more powerful to remain committed when no one is there to applaud you. That private consistency builds integrity. Integrity builds confidence, and confidence becomes the foundation upon which all achievement stands. When you repeatedly follow through on your commitments, you begin to trust yourself. That trust is invaluable. It removes doubt and hesitation. You stop questioning whether you can handle challenges because you have evidence from your own actions. You have proven through repetition that you can endure discomfort, stay focused, and complete what you start. On the other hand, a lack of discipline creates internal conflict. When actions and intentions do not align, self-belief weakens. Goals begin to feel distant, not because they are impossible, but because the connection between effort and outcome has been broken. Rebuilding that connection requires small, consistent victories. Each completed task, each disciplined decision restores strength to your character. Self-discipline also builds emotional stability. Instead of reacting impulsively, you learn to pause and choose wisely. You develop control over distractions and negative thoughts. This mental control gives you resilience during adversity. Challenges no longer feel overwhelming because you have trained yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Over time, disciplined behavior becomes part of your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who tries to improve. You see yourself as someone who follows through. That shift changes everything. Confidence stops being something you search for externally. It becomes something you carry within, built through daily acts of self-respect and personal responsibility. Many people misunderstand discipline because they associate it with restriction. They see structure as limitation and routine as confinement. Yet education shows us a different truth. Structure increases efficiency, and efficiency creates freedom. When your actions are guided by clear standards, you waste less time, make fewer harmful decisions, and experience fewer unnecessary setbacks. Discipline does not shrink your life, it organizes it. Financial stability, for example, is not created by chance. It is the result of consistent saving, wise spending, and thoughtful planning. Physical health is not an accident. It is built through regular exercise, mindful eating, and adequate rest. Emotional balance develops when you train your mind to respond rather than react. In every area, freedom is earned through responsible, disciplined behavior. Without discipline, life becomes reactive. Circumstances control you. Urges control you. Other people's opinions control you. But when discipline becomes your lifestyle, you take back control. You decide how your time is spent. You decide how your energy is invested. You decide which habits shape your future. That control creates a powerful sense of independence. There is also long-term security in disciplined living. When you consistently improve your skills, opportunities expand. When you consistently manage your resources, stress decreases. When you consistently develop your character, relationships strengthen. What once felt uncertain becomes stable because you have built systems that support growth. True freedom is not the ability to do anything at any time. True freedom is the ability to choose wisely and live with the results confidently. Discipline sharpens that ability. It reduces chaos and replaces it with clarity. It turns dreams into structured plans and plans into measurable progress. Over time, the rewards of discipline multiply. The early mornings lead to achievement. The careful decisions lead to stability. The repeated effort leads to mastery. What once felt difficult becomes natural, and what once required sacrifice begins to feel like empowerment. When discipline becomes part of daily living, success is no longer unpredictable. It becomes the natural outcome of consistent responsibility. And in that responsibility, you discover the deepest and most lasting form of freedom. When you look at all these principles together, a powerful pattern becomes clear. Discipline is not a temporary effort. It is not something you practice only when you feel inspired. It is a conscious decision, strengthened by daily habits, reinforced by self-respect, and rewarded with lasting freedom. The journey begins with a choice choosing standards over moods. It grows through small, repeated actions that seem ordinary but carry extraordinary impact over time. It strengthens as you keep promises to yourself, building confidence and trust from within. And ultimately, it rewards you with control over your life, stability in your future, and freedom that cannot be taken away. A disciplined lifestyle transforms the way you think, act, and respond. You stop reacting to circumstances and start designing outcomes. You stop depending on motivation and start depending on commitment. You no longer chase quick results, you build sustainable success. The beauty of discipline is that it is available to everyone. It does not require special talent, background, or luck. It requires the willingness to act consistently, to stay patient, and to honor your own standards even when no one is watching. In the end, success is rarely about dramatic breakthroughs. It is about daily faithfulness to simple principles. When discipline becomes who you are, not just what you do, progress becomes steady, confidence becomes natural, and achievement becomes inevitable.